So, before I start talking about the topic, I want to tell you there are three sections to this vlog. The first section is where I talk about what is to honor your word, and second, I talk about a certain war story, and then third, I talk to Qatar about this death penalty which is being given to the 8 naval officers who were retired and then were working in Qatar, giving training to Qatari Navy. So I start with the part one where I will tell you something about myself. If you did not know, I am a tarot card reader and I also do runestone readings. So the thing about the runestones is I deal with, I understand a lot of things psychically. And recently, when I saw the rune stones, within 2 days, I had completely mastered rune stones. And I agreed, each and every rune stone symbolism was amazingly accurate and well drawn. It comes from long back. People have used it to do, tell future or see how things are. So today I'm going to first tell you about one rune stone, and that rune stone is here. I don't know if you can see this clearly. This rune stone is called man. And it's a, if you did not understand symbolism or you haven't really done so much with different fields of study, it wouldn't make much sense to you. If you see, this is an image of a flag. This is also a flag. Right now, I'm only discussing the half of this symbolism. Whenever there is a flag, it is being pitched by the ruler that this is how things are done here, or this is how we run things, or administration, and so on. The second part, if you look, is the flag, which is a mirror image to the initial flag. One, when the flag is up, it's saying a person is announcing or a ruler is announcing his rule, his constituency, or his territory, or this is where I rule and I decide and run things the way I like or under certain law. When we see the reverse of the flag, it is telling you this is another man or the ruler who's saying, I run things completely differently and this is my flag. Or I run things my way and this is my flag of how I do things. You should look at this symbolism very closely because neither of the two flags are crossing each other. They are joined at the tips almost suggesting how a territory of two lands is. Same way the two flags are, that my rule stops here and the other one says my rule stops here. So when we understand this rune stone, it's very simply saying one, people are free to do things the way they like till the time you don't cross over and start to, interfere in somebody else's business. This is one. The second is when the flags are up, I as a ruler put up my flag and some other ruler with their style of functioning put up their flag. It is saying I will keep my set of promise of how I do things, and the other ruler says I keep my set of promise of how I do things. We will honor the spoken word or the promise which we give. That is the point of putting up a flag. These are not regular people, just thieves who are running about. These are men, real men with lot of caliber, and when they put up a flag, they're announcing that I keep my word of how things are done, and the other ruler says I keep my word. That is why whenever you see, whenever, let's say if you're doing rune stones and you get this guidance, it's simply saying, someone says how should I move forward, or how's the way out of this troubled situation, or how should I make sure that this thing doesn't go bad. The simple answer is stay true to your promise, honor your word. If you say things will be done like this, then do it like that. Don't midway change the parameter, don't midway change a measurement, or start to breach into somebody's territory out of greed. That is the man's honor. That is why this rune stone is man. So, this is how you do the reading, with rune stones. Every rune stone has a meaning. Maybe gradually, as I keep doing vlogs, I can start explaining each and every rune stone. So, I explained to you how the energy of this rune stone, which means man, is understood. Now, I tell you the part 2. When I was growing up, my mom once told us a story, war story. And she said when she was growing up in a village, she and her brother, sisters, all of them got told collectively, the whole village got told that the war is on, and every time you see a plane flying above the house, you should immediately switch off all the lights, put out all the fire, and hide yourself. You should not be seen. And she said we were all instructed not to hide inside the house, because even if a bomb is dropped somewhere far off, some ceiling could come down and kill people. So you don't want to take the risk of hiding inside the house. You should hide, in the open space. She said, so she and her brother and sisters and everybody in the family, mom, dad, she said we all dug up bunkers behind the buffaloes or the cattle of the house. So that time they had 7-8 buffaloes, my mom said. And she said we all dug up the bunkers right behind the buffaloes. and we put all the the cattle feed around so that nobody suspects there are humans hiding and nobody bombs us. That time when I heard this whole story, it was funny, but the funnier part is still coming. And she said, then we were hiding in the bunkers, and somewhere a bomb got dropped. And she said, the bomb can sound and shatter eardrums because it's so loud when it falls. And she said, we took cover hiding in those bunkers, but all the buffaloes, cows, cattle, ox, whatever they had tied up, she said all the animals got worked up because of the sound of that bomb, which was so loud. She said, and they all just got up and started to jump. And then she said they started shitting. And within minutes, my mom, her brother, sisters, parents, everybody was covered in cow dung. In the night time, they were all covered in the cow dung. And she said there was no way we could come out of the bunkers and the cow and these buffaloes wouldn't stop shitting on them. She said, and somehow when we got over laughing and, you know, crying in misery and all of that, she said they then started to pee on us. So she said we were covered in urine and cow dung the whole night. And she said as soon as that cow dung would little bit dry up, for some reason there would be some sound of some airplane whizzing about on the sky or some bomb somewhere, and these cows and buffaloes would again start shitting. See, the whole night we were covered with the shit and urine. So this is the war story my mom told me. And then she said this went on for days. And one of the days in the daytime, she said there was a lot of commotion and people running. And she said since they were kids, they also started to run and follow the crowd. And then she came to know that a pilot has crash landed and everybody's seen him on the fields. So he was a pilot from Pakistan who had fallen off in the fields. And all the villagers ran to see him, kids included. And she said when we went there, we saw him just standing. And she said none of us went too near. We all stood at a distance looking at him because everybody was instructed, villagers, everyone, that even if someone is caught running, hiding, from Pakistan or is a soldier from Pakistan, you shouldn't touch them. You should immediately inform the military base and then they will take care of this soldier who's been spotted. And that's what all the villagers did. They stood at a distance, and she said the pilot who had fallen off from the plane and his plane had crashed. He kept saying that take me to your military base. I would, I want to be sent there. And she said everybody just kept saying we are calling our seniors, somebody from our village will take you. And then someone did come and then just took him to the nearest military base. And I said what do they do with someone who's taken in as a soldier, spotted and then taken as a soldier to the military base? My mom said they just ask questions, and when the war is over, he's handed over. If you read what is Geneva Convention on POW, prisoner of war, it particularly also says the same thing. So India respects this law, humanitarian law, and has educated its people, its military, everyone, and they give respect to this POW, Pakistani prisoner of war, who nobody touches, goes near, and he's escorted to the nearest military base as a POW. Now, look at Pakistan's conduct. They caught hold of Saurabh Kalia, who now becomes a prisoner of war. And Pakistani army, mind you, not civilians, Pakistani army, who should have had a better and a higher conduct and knows better than any regular, civilian. What is Geneva Convention? How POWs should be treated. They went on to torture, mutilate Saurabh Kalia. It's just unimaginable someone can do this to a prisoner of war. A army can do this. I just want to ask one simple question to Pakistan. If as India, we did not touch or misbehave or do anything to your prisoner of war, why did you not honor your side of the commitment and promise on Geneva Convention? And how did you go about torturing Saurabh Kalia? Look at how Indian civilians treated your prisoner of war. How come Pakistan did not do that? Why did you not respect your word, honor your promise, honor your signature that we will treat the POWs right or as per the law? Are you men of no honor? Does your word and signature mean nothing to you? Should you be holding up your flag when you do something like this? And why has somebody who created this whole law not taken any action on Pakistan? Where is the action? What is the point of someone giving respect to the law and then someone totally rupturing it, abusing it, and getting away with it? Why should anybody respect the Pakistani flag and sovereignty if you're not going to respect the law designed which applies to the whole world? Now I come to part 3. Qatar has taken in 8 naval officers on the suspicion of espionage. They are saying we didn't even have access to anything confidential. How they are even saying, passing on this much information is also surprise to me, because Qatar is not letting them speak, not letting them know what the charges are. In a very hush hush, suspicious way, they've done some court proceeding and announced the death penalty. Are you in a hurry to hang people? Do you have a quota of announcing death penalty to so many people so quickly? We should definitely kill so many people in a year. What is your hurry? Why do you not respect the other person's word? Let them speak. Bring your charges. Nobody is scared of the charges. Bring your charges out. Why is there no proper court proceeding? Why are you already announcing death penalty? You know, everybody knows Qatar is a very rich nation. And just because you're rich, don't think you can arm twist people. The energy of this rune stone, which is a man, is the flags. I respect your sovereignty. I respect your word. Where is that respect? Where is that honoring other person's word or their side of what they have to say? You're not even listening. You're already directly announced death penalty. You can't say we did our court proceeding. Where is the Indian presence? Where are the Indians challenging that death penalty? And these are honorable men who have who've been handling at the helm of running these warships. Why don't you respect the other person's space? That okay, this is what you have done. Let us now hear what you have to say. You know what the sad part is? First, when they got taken in, the news did not was nobody was told, and they were tortured. If you want to ask some information, you should know asking is enough. Ask them. Why did you torture them? I would request Qatar to not breach a certain honor. And just because you are a very rich nation, don't think you're so mighty and so powerful that you can get away with the most compromised conduct. Keep your conduct very honorable. Let people have respect for what you are doing.